chapter, section 10, which talks about composition scheme. Guys, in income tax, we had under the head PGBP something called as presumptive scheme 44 AD, ADA, AE. Why they gave it? To reduce my compliance burden. If I am doing small business or profession, then sir, it is very difficult for me to maintain books of accounts, get it audited, worry about what is allowed, what is disallowed. Sir, how will I know all this? I am a techie person. I want to focus on my business. My business is a startup. I want to focus more there. Then in that case, they told, okay, don't maintain books of account, don't get it audited and all. I will tell you, you just give me your sales figure, gross receipts figure. We will tell you what is your income. Pay tax on it. That's all. Same way under GST. Guys, the rates are actually applicable 5%, 12%, 18%, 28% on various goods. So whenever I am supplying any goods or services, I have to check the classification, HSN code or SAC code, okay, which is applicable for goods or services. And I have to decide what is the rate applicable for my goods. And what happens? I cannot especially acquire the customers in the initial stage. Assume guys, I am selling my product at 100 plus GST 18 rupees. I may think, anyway, 18 rupees I will not pay na, 118 I will charge to the customer. Definitely you can charge. But now assume your competitor is selling the same product at 110 or 100. Whom will your customer prefer to? Competitor, substitute product. So in order to acquire the market, at least in the beginning, what you have to do? You have to keep the price as low as possible. Clear? So there also one pricing strategy is there. That is, sir, okay, I will not pay tax at normal rate. Tell me what is the option left? You can pay tax at composition rate. But the key there is, if you are paying tax at composition rate, you cannot collect it from the customer. Okay, 1%, 2%, nah, fine. I'm ready to bear it. Clear? So if I fix 118, I know no customer will come. Clear? I cannot even get my minimum market share. So in that case, can I follow composition scheme, bear tax out of my own pocket and try to acquire the market at least in the beginning? Yes. And in that case, I need not worry about what is the rate applicable for my goods or services and all. They have given one rate here, apply that rate, irrespective of which goods you are supplying, you apply one rate and pay the tax. Is that clear? And are we supposed to remember the GST rates? Guys, if it's a normal rate, you need not remember. They are not covered in your syllabus. But if it is a composition rate, you have to remember. Where is the composition rates given? It is given under section 10 only. Sir, should we refer to any HSN code or SAC code for this? No, you need not. Rates are fixed. Rates are fixed, guys. Now, is everyone eligible for it? No. Only who has turnover within certain limits. Guys, for eligibility, listen. Whoever is following composition scheme, first they have to check their eligibility. For eligibility, they will check last year turnover. They will check last year turnover. And to pay tax, we have to calculate which year turnover in the current year. But payment of tax is quarter. Payment of tax is quarter. So for every quarter, they have to calculate the turnover, pay tax on it. Listen, important thing. Sir, one more compliance burden is reduced. Guys, if I am a normal person following tax at normal rate, as per section 9, I am paying tax. Then I have to pay tax monthly. Every month I have to pay tax. I have to arrange for the money. And I have to file returns either monthly or quarterly. If I am following QRMP, quarterly returns monthly payment, then I can file returns quarterly but pay tax monthly. But if I am filing monthly, then monthly returns or monthly payment. Burden, yes, every month I have to do extra work, returns, so payment. But if I am following composition scheme, only annual return. Payment is quarterly. Along with payment, I have to file one payment statement quarterly. So quarterly payment statement and annual rate. Easy enough. Compliance is reduced for me. But obviously there are, when there is one benefit, it will come with some disadvantage also. What is it, sir? I cannot charge GST to my customer. I cannot claim input tax credit on my inward supply. I cannot supply outside the state. Means my outward supply cannot be outside the state. Sir, can my inward supply be outside the state? Yes, purchases can be outside the state, but sales cannot be outside the state. Sales cannot be outside the state. Yes. Chalo. First, we will check the eligibility. Sir, am I eligible? To see that, which year turnover we have to check? Last year turnover, last financial year. Okay. First, we are discussing, there are two composition scheme, guys. One is under section 10.1 and 10.2. Another one is 10.2e. First, we are discussing 10.1 and 10.2. It is available for RTM, guys. That is restaurant services, trader of goods, and manufacturer of goods. Or you can go vice versa also. That is from the beginning to end, MTR. Manufacturer, trader, and restaurant. Okay, so. Now, what is the aggregate turnover? In the last financial year, if it is up to 1.5 crore, in the current year I am eligible. But for 8 special states, they told 75 lakh, which is off. Which are those 8 states, sir? Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura, Uttarakhand. Where the aggregate turnover is 75 lakh. In any other state, it is 1.5 crore. Clear? So they have taken only 8 out of 11 there. Totally, as per Article 279A, how many special states? 11. But they have taken here only 8. Only 8, guys. Okay, sir. So, listen. So, assuming their turnover in the last year is within the limit, are they eligible in the current year? Yes. How much tax they have to pay? Quarterly. Manufacturer, 1% of total turnover. Trader, 1% of taxable turnover. Restaurant, 5% of total turnover. Total turnover will include exempt turnover also? Yes. Sir, I am supplying 2 goods. One is exempt, one is taxable. If I am a manufacturer, on both should I pay tax? Yes. 1%. But if I am a trader, only 1% on taxable. Guys, listen. Now assume my turnover, total turnover is 50 lakh. In that, exempt turnover is 20 lakh. Taxable turnover is 30 lakh. Taxable turnover is 30 lakh. Yes. If I am a manufacturer, 1% is on what? 50 lakh. Good. If I am a trader, I have to pay tax 1% on what? 30 lakh. Cannot be both though, any one. Okay. If I am a manufacturer, 50 lakh into 1%. If I am a trader, 30 lakh into 1%. Only on tax. Even if I am a restaurant supplier, always on total turnover. Always on total turnover. Yes, sir. Now, it is available only for manufacturer, trader, and restaurant. Now, sir, what if I am providing any other service? Other service, guys, listen. Sir, along with RTM, I am providing any of this. RTM means all 3 need not be there. Any one of this. I am providing one more small service, sir. Professional service, barber, or any other service, consultancy services, along with RTM. Then they're telling, okay, even that you can bring under 10.1 and 10.2, provided it is within certain limits. In order to enable small service providers avail the benefit of composition scheme under section 10 subsection 1, the following proviso has been inserted. This is as per proviso. The proviso permits a registered person opting for composition scheme under section 10.1 to supply services of a specified value. And this services is in addition to, RTM. Clear? Means you are engaged in restaurant, trading, or manufacturer. In addition to that, you are providing one more service. Clear? Yes. Different sounds has to be there. I know students' attention grab ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ. ಚಲೋ. Not exceeding 10% of the turnover in the state or union territory in the preceding financial year or 5 lakh, whichever is higher. Now listen, guys. I am already a manufacturer. Last year my turnover was 50 beta. 70 lakh. Last year my turnover was 70 lakh. In the current year, I also want to provide one professional service. Can I provide? Yes. Can I bring even professional service under composition scheme? Yes. Sir, your professional is not covered now, sir. It's okay. I'm already a manufacturer, covered here. Plus some other service I can bring other than restaurant. For restaurant, there is no limit. Oh? Okay. Yes. Now, I am providing professional services. Up to what amount can I provide? 10% of 70 lakh is 7 lakh. Or 5 lakh, whichever is higher, 7 lakh. So my professional services turnover can be maximum how much? 7. What if it is 8, 9, 10, any lakh, other more than 7 lakh? My professional services becomes ineligible for composition scheme. When professional services becomes ineligible for composition scheme, entire businesses has to be taken outside the composition scheme. Maybe go and check 10.2A. If you're eligible there, you follow. If not, go out of composition scheme. Even if your one business is ineligible for composition scheme, you have to take all your businesses outside. You have to take all your businesses outside. Yeah. Yes. So they told aggregate turnover, aggregate turnover. Where is it defined? Section 2, clause 6. Aggregate turnover. And this definition is for the entire act, not only for composition scheme. Clear? Because for composition scheme, there are some alterations as per explanation 1 and explanation 2. We will see it later. What is aggregate turnover for the entire act? 2.6. Taxable outward supplies, exempt supplies, exports, interstate supplies of person having same PAN be computed on all India basis, excluding GST and cess. Means it excludes anything charged under GST, including cess. Okay, it will not include. Okay, means turnover will not include GST and cess. Now you may ask me, sir, export to interstate supply and all, how will it come here, sir? Because these guys cannot supply outside the state. Yes, they cannot supply outside the state. But I told you, this is a definition given for the entire act, guys, not only for composition scheme. Clear? If you ask me for composition supplier, will this be relevant, sir? No. Why? They cannot supply outside the state. When they cannot supply outside the state, can they supply outside the country? No, no. Because even export is treated as interstate supply, guys. Okay. Chalo. Now coming to 10-2A. 10-1 and 10-2 we understood. Available only for whom? RTM plus any other marginal service. Now if I am not eligible for my business for 10-1 and 10-2, can I go and check 10-2A? Yes. See, always knock the door of 10-1 and 10-2. If they are not opening, only then go and knock for 10-2A. Don't straight away go and knock 10-2A. So in simple, you are going and checking eligibility in 10-2A only if you are not eligible for 10-1 and 10. Okay. 10-2A is for whom? Service supplier. Sir, I am providing only service, sir. No RTM, only professional, only consultancy, only legal. Am I eligible for 10-1, 10-2? No. Straight away go for 10-2A. Or else, mixed supplier who is not eligible for 10-1. For example, I told you, here we got 7 lakh. Now, assume professional services I am providing is 10 lakh. Is professional services eligible for 10-1? No. So take both manufacturing as well as professional services outside. Sir, can I go and check 10-2A? Yes, if you are eligible, follow it. Provided last year turnover is within 50 lakh. I guess in my example, I gave 70 lakh. So will I be eligible? No, I will not be. Clear? Because what is the aggregate turnover here? To check the eligibility, last year my turnover should be up to 50 lakh for any state. For any state. Here it was different, 1.5 crore, and for 8 special state, 75 lakh. Here no distinction, no discrimination. For all states and union territory, 50 lakh. What is the tax rate, sir? 6% of the total turnover. Guys, please be careful. Whatever rates I have given is total rate. If they ask only CGST, means half of it. Half of it. For example, here of 0.5, 0.5, 2.5 and 3%. Yes, sir. Next, the following people are not eligible for composition scheme. Even though their turnover in the last year is within the limit, still they are not eligible for composition scheme. Both the composition scheme, guys. Both the composition scheme. What are those? A person engaged in supply of goods or services which are not leviable to tax under GST. Means petroleum, PhD man, or even alcohol. They are kept outside the GST. Yes. So can they come and follow composition scheme? No. Sir, how come, sir? They are outside GST. Why will they come and check composition scheme? Assume they are providing something else also. I am supplying pen along with petrol. For pen, can I follow composition scheme? No, I cannot. If I am engaging in supply of petrol which is outside the GST, I cannot bring any of my business under composition scheme. Next, sir, I am supplying pen along with crops which are exempt under GST. Can I follow composition scheme? Yes. Crop is covered under GST but exempt. So that means, can I follow composition scheme? Yes, I can follow composition scheme. Clear? If it is exempt, I can follow. But if it is not at all covered under GST, I cannot. I cannot, guys. Next, A person engaged in making interstate outward supplies. Sir, can I take inward outside the state? Yes, possible. Next, a person, that is the supplier, engaged in making supply of goods or services was there, but now they have cancelled out the goods, only services. Through e-commerce operator who is required to collect tax under section 52. So e-commerce operator is supposed to collect TCS under section 52 for the supplies made through them other than RAT. So here they are telling the supplier who is supplying services on which e-commerce operator has to collect TCS. They are not eligible for composition scheme, only services. Please be careful. Next, a person who is engaged in the manufacture of bat tip. What is that bat tip, sir? Manufacturer. What? Hello? What? Manufacture of fly ash bricks or fly ash aggregate or fly ash blocks, bricks of fossil mills or similar siliceous earths, building bricks, aerated water, and earthen or roofing tiles, tobacco products, ice cream, pan masala. If you are a manufacturer of all this, sir, what if I'm a trader? You are eligible. You are eligible. If you are a manufacturer, not eligible. Now listen, sir, what is this bat tip, sir? Shortcut. B for bricks or blocks, A for aerated water, T for tiles, T again for tobacco, I for ice cream, P for pan masala. Easy to remember? Yes. So manufacturer of bat tip is kept outside. If I am a trader of bat tip, can I follow? Yes. Next, if I am a CTP or an RTP, that is casual taxable person or non-resident taxable person, I cannot follow composition scheme. Guys, in all these cases, irrespective of their turnover, they are not eligible. For both, I have given one common list. They are not eligible for both the composition schemes. Okay, sir. Actually, who is not eligible for 10.1 and 10.2 is given in 10.2. Who is not eligible for 10.2A is given in 10.2A1. List is almost same. One extra list here was, if I am providing any other service which is not marginal, then I cannot follow 10.1. Clear? Sir, can I follow 10.2A? Yes, maybe. Providing any service other than restaurant which is not marginal. Means professional or legal or consultancy I am providing. It is not a margin. And for restaurant, is there any limit 10% to 5 lakh? No. It can be within 1.5 crore. Totally. Okay. Coming to conditions and restrictions. Person opting for composition levy has to comply with the following conditions. The option to pay tax under composition scheme lapses from the day on which his aggregate turnover crosses during the current financial year exceeds 75, 1.5 or 50 lakh, whatever it is. Guys, assume I am covered under 10.1. I am from Karnataka. The day my turnover crosses 1.5 crore, I have to go out. Assume the turnover in the current year crosses 1.5 crore on 10th November. Can I request the proper officer, sir, I will continue till 31st March anyway, till the end of the year? No. Immediately you have to move to section 9. Even if you violate any condition, for example, assume on 15th November I supplied one goods outside the state. Immediately I become ineligible. Immediately I have to switch to section 9. Start paying tax at the normal rates. Once I go to section 9, can I claim ITC? Yes. Can I collect tax from my customers? Yes. Can I issue tax invoice to my customers? Yes. But if I am under 10, I have to pay tax out of my own pocket at concessional rates, that is composition rates. Can I claim ITC on my inward supply? No. Can I issue tax invoice to my customer? No. Then what should I issue? Bill of supply. Bill of supply, guys. So once I am under composition scheme, I cannot collect any tax from the recipient on supplies made by him, and he shall not be entitled to any credit on inward supply. Sir, on my inward supply, listen. On my inward supply, I have paid tax at normal rate, sir. Can I claim credit? No. Sir, I have satisfied all the conditions, sir. No, you cannot. Now listen. Guys, I am composition supplier. Who am I? Hello? Composition supplier. Now on my outward supply, I am paying tax at composition rates as per section 10.1 you asked. Okay. Now on my inward supply, RCM is applicable. RCM is applicable. I should pay tax at what rate? RCM is applicable, guys, on my inward supply. Who is the recipient? Me. I have to pay tax at what rate? Normal rate. Composition rates are only for my outward supplies, not on my inward supply. Now, sir, I have paid tax at normal rate. Can I claim ITC on this? No, you cannot. The recipient of such supplies can't claim ITC on supplies from such suppliers who have opted for composition scheme. Means, first of all, guys, if I am a composition supplier, if I have supplied goods or services to you, can I collect tax from you? No. Assume I have collected. Now, can you claim ITC? No, you cannot. So, the recipients who have purchased the goods or services from the composition supplier are not eligible to claim ITC for this supply. Now, assume you have made supplies from other people who are under section 9. On that, can you claim ITC? Yes, you can claim ITC on those. Only for the inward supply from composition supplier, you cannot claim credit. First of all, you would have not paid tax. By mistake or intentionally, I have collected, you assume. Now, can you go ahead and claim credit? No. Next, he cannot issue tax invoice to the recipients. What can he issue is bill of supplies. Then he shall mention the words composition taxable person not eligible to collect tax on supplies at the top of the bill of supply issued by him. So whichever bill of supply or document is issuing, on the top he has to mention composition supplier not eligible to collect tax. And he shall mention the words composition taxable person on every notice or signboard displayed at a prominent place at his principal place of business at or and every additional place of business. Means in every branches he has to disclose that he is a composition taxable person, guys, even on his signboards. Next, the conditions and restrictions applicable are for both the composition scheme, that is 10.1 as well as 10.2a, guys. Next, the composition scheme, if opted, is applicable under one PAN, and then it is applicable for all the businesses under one PAN or none. Now listen, guys. I have operation in 5 states. I am registered in all the 5 states. Can I follow composition scheme? Yes. Sir, you told you cannot supply outside the state. I told I cannot supply outside the state. But can I have business in multiple states? Yes. But in each of these states, I cannot supply outside the state. Assume, guys, in one of the state I supplied outside. That state becomes ineligible. Yes. All your states has to go out of composition scheme. Means all the registration has to go outside the composition scheme. Even if one registration or even if one business become ineligible for composition scheme, then all your business and registrations has to go outside 10 and follow 9. Now you listen. Sir, I was doing business in 5 states. In one of the state, I started manufacturing aerated water. Now, can I continue for the remaining 4 branches composition scheme? No. All 5 branches has to go outside the composition scheme. All 5. Means every entire business you have to take it to section 9, guys. Okay. This is what, guys. Is that clear? Now, one more thing. I was the manufacturer. I was providing professional services. I guess the value what we got was 7 lakh. Assume the turnover from professional services is 8 lakh. Now professional services is ineligible for 10.1. Yes. So can I take only professional services out or including manufacturing? Including manufacturing, take out. Go and check 10.2a. If you are eligible, follow it. If not, go out from there also. Go and follow 9. Is that clear? Yes. And there are procedure, guys. Once you are going out from 10 to 9, you have to intimate the department. Clear? And you have to give the stock details and all. Why I have to give stock details? Because whatever stock I am having on the date preceding the date I am going from 10 to 9, I am eligible to claim credit on it. I am eligible to claim the credit on it. Yeah. That is given in section 18. Special cases. Input tax credit in case of special cases, we will learn there. Advantages and disadvantages of composition schemes. theory questions might be expected. For advantages, I am reading first. No classification of goods are required. Yes, sir. Single GST rate is applicable on all the supplies made. Yes, sir. Then no requirement to issue tax invoice. Yes. What will he issue? Bill of supply. Then payment of tax is what? Quarterly. Whereas if you are under 9, monthly you have to pay. And return filing is annually. And payment statements you have to file quarterly, but return is annual. GSTR 4. Okay. Next, coming to disadvantages. Composition dealer cannot avail the benefit of ITC. Papa, he cannot claim ITC. Then he cannot charge tax on the supplies made by him to the recipients. Then he cannot, the recipient also cannot claim ITC. That is, my buyers also have a disadvantage. Okay. Then a limited territory of business. Why, sir? I cannot supply outside the state. I cannot supply outside the state, guys. Yes, so. Then coming to, guys, what is aggregate turnover? 2 clause 6. Taxable outward supplies plus exempt supplies plus exports plus all interstate supplies under one pack. We should always calculate it on all India basis. Sir, I have 10 branches, 20 branches. Calculate individually, then aggregate. Now that 1.5 crore and all is there. Is it branch wise? No, all India wise. If all your branches put together, if turnover crosses 1.5 crore, immediately will become ineligible. Immediately will become ineligible, guys. So please be careful. It is calculated on all India basis, PAN based. Okay, so but and it aggregate turnover will not include GST and cess chargeable under GST Act, guys. Now, only for composition scheme purpose, they have given some explanation. This is only for composition scheme purpose. What is it, sir? Explanation 1. As per explanation 1 to section 10, while computing the aggregate turnover in order to determine the eligibility. Guys, to determine eligibility, which year turnover we will check? This year, huh? No, last year. Of a registered person to pay tax under any of the composition scheme, the value of supply of exempt service by way of extending deposit, loans or advances insofar as the consideration is represented by way of interest or discount shall not be taken into account. Listen here. First, what is aggregate turnover definition, guys? It will include taxable outward supply, exempt supply, export, interstate supply, calculated on PAN based, but it will not include GST. And it will also include my inward supply on which RCM is applicable. Guys, my inward supply, is it a sales? No. Assume I am paying tax under RCM. Will I include it? No. All this are given in 261. 2.6 only. Now, one explanation is giving some extra adjustment. They're telling it will not include one exempt supply. All other exempt supply, is it included? Yes, only one exempt supply. In short, I call it as financial service, guys. What is that exempt supply? We are giving loan or advance. In return, I am charging interest or discount. Bank and financial institution do this. Clear? So they give loan or advance. In return, what are they charging? Interest. And sir, when is it discount, sir? Bill discounting and all you have seen. Assume you had a bill, face value 1 lakh. The maturity period is 3 months. You cannot wait. Sir, I cannot wait, sir. I want immediately, sir. Went to the bank, discounted the bill today only. They paid you 90,000. What is it they are earning? 10,000. The discount, whatever you suffered, discount allowed, 10,000 is earning for a bank. Is it exempt for them? Yes, it is exempt service. In short, what do we call it as? Financial service, guys. Should it be included while checking the eligibility turnover? No, sir. It should not be included. Guys, listen here. Let me simplify it with an example. Sir, I have taxable turnover 60 lakh. Exempt turnover 40 lakh. Okay, now in this financial service, so 10 lakh. Other service or other goods, it is 30 lakh. What is my aggregate turnover? 60 plus 30, 90 lakh. 60 plus 30, 90 lakh. Did you guys get it? Aggregate turnover includes exempt supply, except one exempt supply. Guys, this except, is it given in 2.6? No. Where is it given? Explanation 1 to section 10. Explanation 1 to section 10 only is restricted to section 10. Section 10. Hope you guys got it. Next, explanation 2. Guys, explanation 1 is to determine what? Eligibility. You can observe, I have highlighted it. Determine eligibility. To check the eligibility, which year turnover will we check? Last year, preceding financial year. Done, sir. I am eligible. Now I want to calculate tax. To calculate tax, which year turnover should I check? Current year. For that also they have given explanation. Explanation 2 to section 10 clarified that for the purpose of determining the tax payable by a person under this section, the expression turnover shall not include, this is an additional item here, supplies from first day of April of financial year up to the date when such person becomes liable for registration under this act, and exempt supply of services provided by way of extending deposits, loans or advances insofar as the consideration is represented by way of interest or discount. This was anyway there in explanation 1 also. What is addition here? This one. Clear, guys? In simple, when you have started the business or profession newly, whatever is the limit applicable for you up to registration limit, you need not pay tax on it. Why so? Guys, simple. Whenever you are supposed to follow composition scheme, registration is mandatory for you. Even if you are not cross the turnover of 10 lakh, 20 lakh to 40 lakh, for you registration is mandatory. For you registration is mandatory. Yes. Sir, what if I had already registered? I under section 9. Now I am moving to 9. You have to give an intimation. I repeat, you are already registered under 9. Now you are moving to 10. You just gave an intimation, but if you are going for 10, you can go only from the beginning of 1st April. Only from 1st April. Or else, sir, I'm starting the new business. I want to straight away get into composition scheme. In application for registration itself, that is in REG 01, you will give an intimation, sir, straight away I want to start with composition. You will choose there only, composition, section 10. Fine, sir. Should I start paying tax from rupee 1? No. They told, whatever is the limit applicable for you for registration, up to that don't pay tax. Up to that don't pay tax. We made you should get registered on that. Okay, but we are not asking you to pay tax from rupee 1. Clear? Hope you guys are getting it. So if I have to follow composition scheme, is registration mandatory for me? Yes, registration is mandatory. Assume I have registered from day 1 only as composition person. Should I pay tax from rupee 1? No. Up to registration limit, I need not pay. Only over and above that. Only over and above it, guys. Okay, sir. So only this to please pay attention. Whatever I have given in the black is same as 260. Okay, what is pink? Explanation. No. Pink is explanation. Sir, is it important? Yes, sometimes they may test you. Okay, so for that, just a minute. I will also help you in some illustration so that now numerically you will be thorough. Theoretically, okay. Listen. This is on explanation 1, guys. Explanation 1. Okay, explanation 1, you know, you will exclude only financial service. All exempt supplies will be there except financial service. Listen, let us do this. Determine aggregate turnover of a person to check the eligibility under the composition scheme for financial year 24-25. Taxable outward supply in a state 80 lakh. Exempt supply financial 20, other supply 40. Inward supply 50. Inward supply anyway will not come. So now what all should I take, guys? What all should I take? 80? Yes. Financial service? No. Other exempt supply? Yes. So how much is that? 1 crore 20 lakh. 1 crore 20. Sir, what about inward? Guys, inward. Even if RCM is applicable, it is purchase for me. Purchase is different. Turnover is different. Turnover means what? Sales. Is that clear? Because they will simply unnecessarily confuse you by telling, because he has the inward supply of 10 lakh on which he has to pay tax under RCM and so you will consider, anyway, because he is liable to pay tax, now let it add it to the turnover. No. You need not. Okay. Now coming to, as per explanation 2. As per explanation 2, I have one illustration. We are checking the turnover for the purpose of tax payable, guys. And I have given in the illustration, the limit applicable for him for registration is 40. For this guy, manufacturer, is a manufacturer. For him, what is the limit applicable for registration? 40 lakh. Okay. Is straight away. Okay, let me read it once. Why to confuse? Determine aggregate turnover of a manufacturer for determining the tax payable under composition scheme, assuming the threshold limit applicable for registration for him is 40 lakh. Also tax payable by him under composition scheme. Manufacturer is in the first year of his business. Means they are giving hint about explanation to that item up to 20 lakh or 40 lakh. Here they only told what is the limit applicable? 40 lakh. Reduce that much. Guys, listen. Sir, taxable outward supply should I take? Yes. Exempt supply should I take? Yes. But not financial. So should I take other exempt supply? Yes. Then inward supply? No. So how much? 65. Aggregate turnover of the manufacturer for determining the tax payable under section under composition scheme is 65. But should I take full 65? No. Why? 65 lakh minus 40 lakh. As per explanation 2, we have to reduce the turnover limit for registration. So on what amount he will pay tax? Only on 25 lakh. Only on 25 lakh. So on 25 lakh, how much is the tax, guys? 1%. 1%. Hope you guys got it. Now listen. Beautiful. What if this guy is a trader? What if this guy is a trader? Same answer. Same answer, huh? No, listen here. Should I take this? Yes. Should I take this? Yes. Listen. We are checking for tax payable. We should not consider this. Exempt supply should not at all come. Only taxable supply. Should we take this? No. Anyway, financial will not come. Clear? So what is this turnover? 60 minus, as per explanation 2, 40 lakh. So how much? 20 lakh. On 20 lakh, 1%. Oh, you got me the way I want you to understand. Got it now? Yes. Why didn't I take this 5 lakh? Because for trader, 1% is on taxable turnover. Taxable turnover, guys. And here, so this I have already mentioned. Listen, sir, I am applying for registration now. Straight away, I want to go for composition scheme. In REG 01 itself, you choose in part B, composition scheme. Clear? Yes, sir. Sir, I was already registered, sir. I was already registered under section 9. Now I want to move to 10. Inform in CMP 02. Inform in, again you need not take a separate registration, just intimate in CMP 02, guys. CMP stands for composition.